That's gonna make everything better. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's me, Chester. How you doing? It's me, your boy. Welcome to another stream. Hello. Hello. How are you doing? We were just talking about what it would be like if we just unmuted and you could hear all our conversations before chat, and it would before like the stream starts, and it would be mostly made up of us singing. I'm just over here like trying to find clips for stuff. I'm like da 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 da. And BJ's here just like, oh, and yeah, you're a bit loud now. And it's like, oh, I've just moved my microphone around a bit. But hey, nothing went wrong. Nothing exploded. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of The Extra Show. I'm your host, Chester. I'm also, of course, joined by BJ. How you doing, BJ? He's here. Damn, son. Where'd you find... What? What? No, man. Welcome, Matt Jameson, and the other 5 people who are here. Lovely to see you. Well, there's a bit... Wow. One of them's Claire, probably. Hi, Claire. Where's BJ? I don't hear him. You don't hear BJ? Oh God, not again. How did we resolve this last time? Have I just been talking to myself like a madman? God damn. It's moving on my screen. I have. It's moving on your thing. Has that resolved it? Can you hear BJ now?
I don't know, man. Am I even here?
Is he even here?
I don't think I'm even here. What? Yes, I'm here apparently now.
Now I hear him. I understand, man. I'll transition to you. There you go. Okay,
That's why. That's the real reason.
I just need to stop being clever and stop trying to improve the stream and work out better ways for the audio channels to move. I just need to go with the weird way I've been doing it since the beginning.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Sorry for that little break in the matrix.
Chester's sorry. I'm not sorry. This happens every week.
That's
on my end. Before the stream, it's just it's not working. I can't hear you. Like, oh, hey, Chester. Hey, how you doing?
Oh, hey, Chester. Oh, that's nice. You're also peaking a little bit, Bujo. Maybe just give it a little...
I'll turn my gain down, man.
So, how's everyone been doing? What? Oh, nice. Let me just turn you up a smooch. Okay. No, it's so to lower the peaking, but keep the volume.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Don't worry, I got it.
Haven't we been making short films together for like a decade?
Yeah. As soon as I said that, I was like, wait, hang on. I know this stuff. I'm a professional.
Oh, professional, guys.
I just made my eyes water. Oh, no.
No,
it's fine.
Anyway, so if you've read the title, no, it's not clickbait. The Xbox Series S is, yes, a little bit disappointing. I have it here. Shall I bring it out now, or are we going to talk about other stuff first?
I feel like we should talk about other stuff and then transition.
Okay, so how's everyone's week been? What have you been up to? What have you been doing? What have you been reading, watching, or playing? I know the new SpongeBob movie came out. Haven't watched it yet. Every single night I'm like, I'm going to watch it tonight. Haven't watched it yet. It's on Netflix. I'm very excited to watch it, but I'm also a bit scared to watch it because apparently they retcon a whole bunch of stuff, which I'm not happy about. But
fantastic.
Yeah. So what's everyone been up to? What's everyone been doing? What have you been doing this week, BJ?
What have I been doing this week? Well, in terms of media, I've been slowly continuing to read through. Actually, where is it? I think it's in my back. Through Aftermath Life Debt, Star Wars book that I'm reading at the moment. I think by the end of the year, it's going to be my most distracted book, just because it's been such a long period where I've been reading it and bringing it to rehearsals, and I usually I'd started by putting it in a plastic Ziploc bag so that it didn't get dirty or creased, but now I'm just like, I'm about to leave, where's the book, throw it in, so it's just been riding around in my bag with my tap shoes and everything. So it's it's got marks all over it and the covers all folded. So I think it'll look like I've really loved it and read it 7 times by the end of the year, and I may not even finish it. But anyway, there you go.
I think there's something nice about that though. Like I've got that
Yeah,
with my copy of It because I recently got that back from my brother.
yeah.
So I've been rereading a few scenes, and it's just like it's. I hate the cover art. I hate the cover art. It's just the cover art from the movie, so I just hate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So I have no connection to the book at all. There are so many
Yeah.
better cover designs for the book out there. I just bought that one originally because it was like $10.
I feel like if it's a book that you're not that attached to it looking brand new, like with my June book, I'm like I want to be very careful with that,
Yeah.
even though it's also kind of dinted now.
Yeah,
But like with this, like I don't know, it's just a book. Like it kind of looks cool and it's a bit
yeah. There's
trashed.
it's kind of like an '80s feel to it when you get like a book from the '80s and it's all
Yeah.
crinkly and all that type of stuff. So
Yeah.
was it? What was I going to ask? How long is June? How many pages is June?
I'm not sure. Let me get it.
Okay.
Do you want to chat about what you've been reading and then I'll.
Well, I'll talk to Mac Jameson for now. Mac Jameson says no reading done for personal time, only tests. Okay, yep. So end of year tests, I'm guessing. Although, well, I'm not sure how it works in like America and all that type of stuff. Because in Australia we're having our end of year, like year 12s are doing their final year 12 stuff now. This I worked out. So also the Unis Arnis stream is happening now, BJ.
Oh,
So
right.
that means
when's their final day?
it's today. They've got about like
Wow.
6 more hours or something of their live stream. But
Wow. Okay.
but yeah, so that means
That really snuck up on me. I
Yeah.
thought they had like 3 more days.
that today is the day that I had finished year 12 and was sitting at the airport to fly back here because that's when they first released their episode.
Yeah, right.
December is the last month for Mac Jameson. Okay. So how many pages is it, BJ?
Right. So June is. Just gotta actually find the end of the book because like the last 100 pages are just extra info.
Oh, okay.
It's 530 pages long, and the text is fairly small and
Wait.
fairly dense.
500. That's not a huge amount, really.
It's not incredibly
For
long.
how much people like talk it up as like, oh, I've been trying to read June. It's like it's a massive book. It's like what? Because I was expecting
Yeah.
it to be like way more than what I was doing. Because I've
it's
been
not insane.
I've been rereading through parts of it, and that book is 1,000. Wait, no. What is it? It's. I think it's 1,200 pages.
Yeah, right.
Because I've been making jokes because I've been taking it to TAFE and like I've been reading it and I was like, I could kill someone with this book. This book is so chonky. I'll go grab it. I want to make sure that 1,000 doesn't seem right. There's no way 1,000 doesn't seem right. I'll grab it.
All right. So also while I found this as well. So this June took me like month and a half, 2 months to read, which I think was more because of the like. Oh wow, what's that say above my wing? Streamer mode is enabled. Stay set. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Great. You got rid of it. Anyway, I think this took me like a month and a half, 2 months to read. And it's still the spine's a little bit broken, but it's still fairly new. There's a few fingerprints on the pages, but apart from that, it still looks fairly new. This one I've been reading for the same amount of time, and I'm halfway through, and like because of how much it's been thrown in my bag, like it's falling apart. It's not falling apart, but it's like there's I don't even know what that is. There's dirt on the bottom. There's there's like a bent bit on the cover. Like it's you'd think I'd read this like 5 times, and I'm not even just past halfway. But there you go. But yeah, I think the reason that June maybe takes a lot of people a long time to read and why it took me a while to read partly was because I was just very busy, so I couldn't read it like every day, like a chapter every night kind of thing. But also it's very detailed, I think, which is partly why maybe it's takes a bit longer. So like this is taking me ages just because I've had no time lately, but it's just like you just read it. It's just a book, whereas this is very detailed and like all sorts of linking backstories and lore and religion and stuff. So I think that's why that takes longer.
Busk,
And
BJ,
also-
busk.
Also, I think I am.
Oh, I am.
I'm busking it. It's also smaller, much more tightly packed font in June. There you go.
Okay, so
Actually,
it
sorry,
is-
one more thing before you go on. I was in the bookshop the other day because I want to pick up. I was having to see if my copy of the book I'm looking for is there yet, and I found this, which is all 3 of the first trilogy of June books in one thing, and it was
Damn.
like super thick. And if it wasn't for the fact that I've already got the first 2, I would have absolutely bought it. It was really cool. It was like that thick.
That's cool.
Huge.
So June is 1,160. Not June. It is 1,166 pages.
Okay,
Chunky book.
that's a chunky book.
Look,
How is like
I could murder someone with this book. Like, look
how
how
big is the text in it?
It's pretty. I would say it's pretty small. Like, it's that type of.
I mean,
it's like
yeah.
it's. I would say it's probably average.
it's about probably similar to this. Maybe.
What was that? That's like 8 point, maybe
Yeah.
7 to 8 point. I don't know. Yeah. So that's. I've just been because I was just blown away by. I keep getting blown away by how big that book is. So I guess we should just move on to book chat. So you've been still trying to go along with that Star Wars book. I've got some things to talk about Star Wars in a minute. Anyway.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's literally just like, because the reason I've been able to get through that many books that I have this year is just because I just read it every night. Like I read a chapter every night.
Yeah.
Which is enough. But because I've had so much extra stuff to do, I read like a chapter every third lunchtime kind of thing. And so it's just taking a lot longer to get through. But yeah, we'll get there.
Okay. Cool.
So what have you been up to?
Oh, I'm still going with Salem's Lot, and I'm having a really good time with it.
Right.
It's weird. It's hard to describe, but like it's my favorite book, and like it is my favorite story like ever told. I think I love the interconnectedness and all that type of stuff. But with Salem's Lot, I just love how kind of straightforward it is. There's a bit of a time jump at the beginning, but it is realistically a point A to point B story. It's way lighter.
Okay.
I mean that as in there is way less child abuse.
That's always good. I always like to minimize the amount of child abuse.
So that's nice. It's not completely void of child abuse.
Yeah.
So there's that. It has a lot of similar themes of it, and you can kind of you're starting to kind of get a good picture of Stephen King's actual childhood at this point, because I think he grew up in Maine and all that type of stuff. But I just really like it. I really like the way it approaches vampires and all that type of stuff. And it's this real slow burn of just like this town being affected by this stuff. And it's like this amazing scene where one of the characters who you've only recently got to know, who's this school teacher, he's like a B tier character type of thing. He's going to the bar, and he meets this guy there who is basically the grave digger of the town. He's the handyman who works at the church. And we know before that, basically there was this scene in a graveyard where he was burying this boy, and he starts to feel like something's looking at him, and starts to kind of fall under this trance, and then starts to dig the grave out to try and open it because he wants to close the boy's eyes because he feels like it's looking at him. So it's basically taking over him type of thing.
Right.
And so then the teacher finds him at this bar, and he just looks awful and looks really unwell. And so he talks to him. He's talking about all this, like how awful he's been feeling type of thing. And so the guy's like, okay, I'll bring you back to my place. You'll stay there. Then we'll take you to the doctors in the morning type of thing. The guy agrees to it. And he sets him up in his second bedroom. And then at the night, he's hearing this tapping sound. And then he hears the guy in the other room saying, "Come in," which is the old vampire rule of no vampire is allowed in a building unless they're given permission.
Right, they have to. Yeah.
And then the guy's hearing this little boy laughing type of thing, and then finds the guy dead type of thing. So then you're working out, it's like, okay, so there's basically this boy, the boy that had died was using this guy to basically like feed on for the past few days type of thing. That's why he's been feeling bad, as he's been like slowly drained of blood type of thing. And so it's like, okay, that's a pretty horrifying scene. So then the main character shows up and they work out as like, okay, no one's going to believe us, what we say.
Yep.
We'll just play it off as, he came over and he died in his sleep type of thing. All that type of stuff.
Right.
Really.
Yeah.
And so then that happens. And then that guy, the teacher guy, is basically just having a nervous breakdown when someone comes and visits him that night. And they're talking and he keeps stopping the conversation, pausing and listening. And there's like, at the end, end of the chapter, he's like, there's someone upstairs. And you work out, like, oh, that's because the vampire now has full access to his house. It's been given permission. It's been given permission to his house.
Yeah.
So he can come in as much as it likes, type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like ends there. I was like, oh, that's so good. That's so good.
Yeah.
So that's realistically the only scary scene that's happened so far. I'm like 6 hours in. So far, it's all just been town building and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Something from Andy Kishore. Let's not forget the PlayStation 5 came out yesterday in some countries. Yep, I missed my pre-order. Disappointing. I'll probably get mine in March.
You would.
I would, wouldn't I? But yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying it.
That's great.
That's also, I'm going to try and read Carrie next. Just like actually read it.
Okay.
It's only like 200 pages or something like that, so it's quite small. And he released a new book called The Institute a few months ago, which looks pretty interesting. It looks very Stranger Things.
Oh.
It's all about like government facilities keeping these kids with special powers a secret type of thing, and then them trying to break out. Also, did you know he wrote Shawshank Redemption?
Really?
He wrote Shawshank Redemption. It was a short story. I saw it at the bookshop. It's like that thick. It's the smallest Stephen King book I've ever seen.
No,
it's like thinner than a DVD type of thing.
Wow.
So yeah, he wrote Shawshank
it's like
Redemption.
almost Mountains of Madness level of short.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was funny because and Dad saw it. And I told Dad, I was like, well, I think my interest and/or respect for Stephen King just like increased a bit.
Yeah,
Dad doesn't care about Stephen King.
A couple of Stephen King points.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion recommended from IGN. Wow, nice.
Wow.
Why is IGN sending? I'm not subscribed to IGN.
I got something that came through before. It was like a recommended. I think it was like Sea of Thieves or something.
Oh.
All right. There you go. Well, I haven't been watching a whole lot. Watched the new episode of The Mandalorian, which is pretty good. There was like cave spiders, like a lot of cave spiders, so that was cool. Actually, no, the latest episode came out yesterday. I haven't seen that one, but I saw the one before it.
Cool.
It was good. That's about it.
Yeah, I haven't been watching a hell of a lot. There's all these anime I want to watch, but every night it's just like it's either dinner time or it's suddenly like 11:30. I'm just like, what? I'm so tired.
Yeah, the anime window is between dinner and 11:30, but nobody really knows what happens to that period of time.
Okay.
Disappears.
I guess we should maybe move on to the main body topic of this stream today. Also, one quick thing. Actually, what we'll show first is we'll talk about Dark Tide. So we're recording Dark Tides today, so we're going to be finishing a little bit earlier because we got to record that.
I gotta run over to
We just got to zoom.
I could basically just be sitting in the background of your stream at this point.
You could. But there is also a thing we probably won't be streaming this time next week, just because I have a wedding. Not my wedding, but I have a wedding on. Goodbye, son, I suppose.
Oh, well, I've still got it over here.
You would. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Unless BJ wants to do it himself, no stream on. No stream on Sundays.
I'll come to the wedding in the background.
You'll just be in my office during the wedding. Hey guys, BJ here, using Discord. I got myself as a webcam as a second screen, so I can have a little discussion with myself.
And me.
You can record half a segment at your house, and the other segment is you just talking to yourself here.
Oh, that'd be funny. I'm definitely not going to do that, but that would be fun. Well, before we get on to that, I had a video shoot yesterday.
Oh
no, not yesterday, Thursday. For a little thing that we're working on for the show.
Damn, boy.
And we went to a place called, what was it called?
Destruction Point.
Hang on, I want to get it. I want to get right. I think it's Sydney Prop House.
Oh, Sydney Prop House. Oh,
Sydney Prop something like Sydney Prop Studio, Sydney Prop House.
Nice, cool.
Something.
Sweet.
Sydney Prop Specialists. That one. Sydney's Prop Specialists. Basically, it's this massive big warehouse with just props and set pieces, and like there was a life-size horse sculpture there. There was in Game of Thrones, not that I've seen it, but there's is it Game of Thrones with the throne that's like made out of swords?
I've never watched Game of Thrones. I think I've seen like the book cover and it's got that on there.
Yeah.
Apparently that makes us like 1% of the population. 1% of the population who's never watched an episode of Game of Thrones. I just don't care about it. Like it's all like politics and stuff like that. I was like, I get enough of that in my own world. Why would I want a fantasy world built up of politics?
I feel like it's something that I would be interested in watching, probably, if I ever got around to it. But also me and getting around to watching things, it's like
Hey, you're watching The Mandalorian though.
I am watching The Mandalorian, which is good. But also it's Star Wars, so I know I'm gonna like it. But yeah, anyway, they had the throne from Game of Thrones, like a replica of that. Just like it was insane. And then upstairs there's like this attic space with like every wall is like a different background. So the one we were shooting against, actually, let me find that.
Sorry, just making myself a little bit taller.
I really should send you these photos.
You probably should, but the thing is, you send them through Discord, and that would ruin your face cam.
Yeah. Anyway, there we go. So that room that's like up in the attic.
I can just open up Instagram for that actually.
Oh yeah, you do that. And like one wall is like that, and then there's another wall that's like fake concrete, and then there's like an old-fashioned like chair rail type wall with an old piano, and then like the bathroom is this like checked floor and like really fancy mirror. So like everywhere is just a different set, and there's like this really old wooden flooring, and it was the coolest place. You would have absolutely loved it.
It's not on Instagram anymore. It was a story.
Nah, that's right. It was too.
That's all right.
That's fine.
Unless you message it to me there, but nah, it's too much work.
It's so good. Anyway, so that was that.
Yeah, nice, cool.
Yeah, it was great, and we had like those tube lights.
Yeah, the LED ones. Yeah.
We were using that for all colors. We had a haze machine. It was great. It was a good time.
Cool. Alrighty.
My Thursday.
Nice. Sounds good. So what we'll do before we get into the chat about how disappointed I am in the it's not that bad. How disappointed I am in the Xbox, we're going to show you a quick little trailer scene from our brand new show, Dark Tides, from the first episode, the very beginning of the first episode, that's coming out on the 17th of November. So on Tuesday, Monday if you're in America, coming out. It's pretty good. I've been editing through them. There's some good stuff. So we're going to show you that. Hopefully it all works. If it doesn't work, we'll come back to us. I'll chat about for BJ can busk for a little bit while I fix it.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
All right, cool.
In the far south Indian Ocean, there resides the archipelago of Hukba, which consists of 12 islands, 3 large and the others small. It's a densely forested, sparsely populated place. Its deep waters hold many things no human can name. The rugged mountains are home to many faceless fears. This is a strange place, a dark place. Deep within the forest of the largest island, not far from a small town called Port Staples, a man is watching a storm roll in. He is tall, balding, with a kind, weather-worn face. He is dressed in the green and grey uniform of the park rangers.
Chief! Come in, Chief!
Hi, Gina. Have you found anything yet?
No signs of the missing boy. How are you going with the mother?
No signs of her. I'm just about to head west.
Well, I hope the weather holds. Gina out.
The chief heads deeper into the forest. He does not see the eyes following him. We cut to Lester amid a torrential downpour, lightning arcing through the sky above. He has his flashlight out and he stumbles under the cover of a particularly dense clump of trees by a rushing stream. For a moment, he wheezes and catches his breath, mopping his face. When he looks up, he spots a deer frozen in the beam of his flashlight. Hey there, buddy. Huh. Above the rumble of thunder, he hears a sound. Strange, alien. The deer suddenly bolts, darting to the right, but before it can get 2 steps, something launches from the dark and the rain with a terrible sound. He takes the deer by the throat and pins it to the ground. Chief Lester only has a split second to register the scene in front of him before he hears a similar sound right beside him.
Oh, so there you go. That's the audio trailer. What do you think of that, BJ?
It's very good. It's very good. I haven't heard that before. There is one thing I noticed. Maybe it's an EQ thing. I don't know if we were able to fix that, but there's there's a little bit of artifacting, or I don't know if it's called artifacting. That's what I'd call if it was audio, if it was video. But like, there's like some kind of sound with the S's when he's talking. I don't know if that's an EQ thing. Maybe
that might just be because it's going through a stream, which has a bit rate. It
probably
has a
as
bit
well.
rate cap, and also it's exported at 720p, and then it's being streamed, so it's not the high quality audio. So it's a bit crushed.
That's probably.
But we can have a listen through it today, and you can kind of check.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah. So
Nice, but yeah, really good.
yeah, cool.
I'm excited. We get to record more of that today.
Yeah.
Great.
So the new Xbox, BJ. The new Xbox.
The new Xbox.
So we've chatted about it a little bit, surprisingly, on this
tell me
stream.
about the Xbox.
Tell me more. Does it have a car? No, it doesn't have a car. It's white.
Doesn't have a car.
So this is the Xbox. Hello. This is the Xbox.
I mean, it looks good.
It looks very good. It looks good.
I love the round. Is that a speaker?
Yeah. No, it's literally just an air vent.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand why people hate on it so much. If you're going to hate on any console's design, hate on the PlayStation's. It looks awful. This is just a box, all right?
Yeah.
It's a box with a bit of a different looking
Nice.
vent.
It's cute.
It's cute. It's very small. It's not as small as I would like. I was hoping it would... My main goal for this Xbox was to replace my Switch, really. Just being something super light that I can take places, plug into a TV,
Right.
all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a bit too heavy and big for that. Like, you can't really... You could put it in a backpack, but you'd feel it type of thing. It's quite dense. But I love the design. I love all that type of stuff.
dense.
Very impressed with that. The reason why well, I'll get into that in a bit. So the stuff I've been playing. What do you think I've been playing, VJ? On my brand new console. Brand new. Out for a few days. What have I been playing?
Like Persona 4?
If Persona games were coming out on Xboxes, I would care a whole lot more about Xboxes.
Yeah, okay. I see, because I feel like you've mentioned what you were going to use it for before, and I don't remember what it was. Something really old. Is it like one of the Nickelodeon games or something?
No, well, those aren't. I don't believe those are out on those older consoles. But so what I've been playing, I've been playing.
I feel like I'm going to be very disappointed by this. Whichever
You
way.
will. I've been playing Plants vs Zombies: Battle for Neighborville.
There we go. All right. Yep.
Welcome to Neighborville.
consider me disappointed.
Yeah, so I only played it for like a night or two, but I had a hell of a lot of fun with it. And then I realized, because I was like, damn, this is actually really good. It's you have a really long lifespan in like online on these matches type of thing. Like you would die once or twice type of thing.
Were you playing it offline?
I was playing it offline. Worked out I was playing it with bots, which is why I was doing so good and why I was so happy with myself. Is because I was playing with robots set to casual. And then when I worked that out, I tried the multiplayer stuff, and then I couldn't enjoy that because that was just your standard lame, boring multiplayer where you die every 10 seconds type of thing.
Yep.
But then I couldn't enjoy the other way I was doing it because I worked out I was playing with bots.
Real. Yeah.
So it was just really disappointing.
Is that's it? That's your entirety.
No,
Experience
it's not. It's not. I've also been playing a little smidgen of my favorite game. One of my favorite games, Alan Wake.
Oh, right. That's right. That was the theme that you said you were gonna play on it.
Yeah, so an Xbox 360 game on the brand new console. It's got HDR now, which is quite nice.
Okay.
Which is cool.
How much of a difference does that make?
So all that does is it's like emulated HDR. So HDR is it's when the game has actual light and actual shadow elements and has elements that can reflect off of each other type of thing. So in games, typically, if you've got like a shiny building, the reflection on there is mapped to it. With HDR, it's because the light is technically a physical thing, it actually physically bounces off that type of thing. So it's giving light a type of physics. It's that type of thing where it's like actual reflections exist type of thing. So you're not mapping stuff on.
Sure. Okay.
So with this, it's kind of emulated stuff. So it's like the highlights are toned up, the reflections are toned up type of thing. There are more reflections, that type of stuff. Okay. It's that type of thing. So it's not a whole lot, but it's my favorite game. But
it's something.
Yeah. But what I've been playing the most and having like the most fun with is a Star Wars game.
Right, yes, and you mentioned this to me the other day.
I've been playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
No, that's not what you mentioned.
That's not what I mentioned to you? No.
No, you were talking about Battlefront.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yes. Right, how is it?
It is... What were you saying?
Well, because I've seen some trailers and stuff, and it looks really fun. But... yeah, maybe that's just because I'm a total Star Wars fan, so anything Star Wars looks good to me. But how is it?
I think that's because I really like Respawn.
Yeah.
They made the Titanfall games, which I really enjoyed. But like, I've only played like an hour or two of it. But like, so far, it's like everything I've ever wanted from Star Wars. Basically. Right. I mean... my one critique of it is just, it's always annoying. I always dislike this when they do this. And it's the whole thing of there's the whole region between episode 3 and episode 4. They just keep filling it with more and more Jedi.
Yes, that shouldn't be alive.
They had rebels, they have this, and all this type of stuff. And I'm just like, every time you do this, I feel like it just takes away from so much of episode 4. Because you're just like, well, where are these guys? Luke is the new hope. Where are these other guys now? So either they're not doing anything by the time the new trilogy comes around, or they're dead. And so I'm just like, well, what's the point of these stories if they're either going to be dead or they're irrelevant by the time the original trilogy happens?
Yeah. And like they're all way better than Luke anyway.
Yeah, it's just
so like, how come they weren't the ones like? Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're thinking about it again. It's like, if all these Jedi are around, why is it only Luke who set up like a Jedi school by the time of like the sequel trilogy? It's like, where are all these other Jedi?
Yeah. Well, and you also get the thing which is a very common thing that they introduced with like that period and after is like the Jedi are a myth. Like they weren't gone that long ago, but people don't even believe they existed anymore, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so you really have to like. That already is a bit of a stretch to be like, okay, well, these guys were everywhere and ruled the galaxy 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And now suddenly it's like us forgetting that, like, the 2000s rap era was a thing.
We just forget about Macklemore.
Yeah, like it wasn't that long ago. Like, I remember that the long flared 2000s pants were a thing. Like that, BlackBerry, that was a thing. But you then ruin it even more if you then have all these Jedi just running around perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Afterwards,
The stuff like there's really cool stuff with those, like, because this is only set I think 4 years after
okay,
the episode 3, so there's all this stuff, and it's really cool how you see all this kind of stuff which you've never seen before, and it's the stuff I've always wanted kind of from Star Wars, which is this more grounded thing, whereas like the first opening of it is like, well, what happens to all these spaceships type of thing after a war?
Yeah,
there are people employed to like take them apart and to scavenge stuff from them. They're working for the Empire. They get paid 9 to 5 to work on these places, and like they have these crane things that lift them to the sides, and like taking apart these old clone ships and all this type of stuff and stuff like that. It's really interesting stuff of that, and it's just like, well, if the Jedi are considered such a problem, there would of course be people who are employed to check up on that type of stuff, follow up any leads, type of stuff. That's where you have the Inquisitors, which are really interesting, who are just following up any leads they can find, type of stuff.
Because in that like it makes sense that they didn't kill all the Jedi at once. Like the clones when they with Order 66 couldn't kill everybody, so of course there's gonna be some
like Yoda doesn't Yoda like it's like you'd think they would be smart enough not to send 2 guys to kill Yoda. It's like these two clones just like, all right, got this, cool, this will work.
Killing the Grandmaster, oh, it's fine, they'll do.
We'll send 2 guys, but no, with that one guy with like the long hair, let's send like a platoon to kill him at that ice planet. But Yoda, nah, 2 guys.
Nah, he'll be
while
fine.
he's standing with some Wookiees as well.
yeah.
I do call like there's some dumb stuff so far. Like he's like trying to live like an underground life, and then he saves his friend by using the Force type of thing. And then he's on like the train home, and he's talking to his friends like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to disappear for a while," and that type of stuff. And then the train stops, and they get out, and there's a bunch of Inquisitors, and they're like, "Okay, so if someone doesn't come out as like the Jedi, we're going to kill all of you," type of thing. And so his friend's doing this big speech about how the Empire doesn't appreciate them, type of thing. And he's like slowly pulling his lightsaber out from like behind his back, and he's like, "You're trying to live an underground life, but you always have your lightsaber on you?" And I was like, you have that in your back pocket? And like in this entire first section, he's like sliding on metal things and climbing up walls. And you're like, it's going to fall out. Doesn't matter what type of Force magic you use on that thing. It's going to fall out of your pocket. And someone's like, oh, there's a lightsaber. It dropped from his pocket. Oh. It's like, no, you don't carry that with you. No.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I've got to avoid being discovered and all this type of stuff. It's like, I use the Force. Now they're going to know. It's like, no, they're going to know because you have a lightsaber on you. It's just like,
I think they would have probably seen that coming. Yeah. So, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, but I've been really enjoying it so far.
Okay.
And it's just, really cool. Just like, I don't know. I like it. I would prefer it if it was set. It wouldn't work, but I would prefer it set during the prequel stuff or the Old Republic stuff, just because like it's the same thing. It's just like every time they do a story like this set in this time period, I feel like it takes away from everything. Really, it takes away from. It's like how the sequels take away from the victory of the prequels. I mean, the original trilogy. It's like, what does it matter that they destroyed the Death Star? What does it matter? Palpatine's back. They've got an even bigger Death Star in the next one. What does it matter?
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky because you have all this established lore, which of course they want to use because they want to use the bits that people know, but then they want to do their own stories. It's like, well, why don't you just pick a time period where there isn't so much that's already established, like the Old Republic? Like, you just use the basic framework that everybody knows of the Old Republic and the Jedi, and just do whatever story you want, and it's not going to break any continuity or take away the power of these other events because it's a relatively untapped section of the Star Wars timeline, kind of.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's been me. I'm playing those ones, and a few indie games, but that's mostly it. So, what's the problem with it?
What is the problem? So far, haven't heard anything bad.
The problem is
Tell me what's wrong, Chester.
It doesn't actually
make you
feel like a new video game console.
Okay.
It literally just feels like I've spent $500 to get my Xbox back.
Right.
Just without disk drive and half the storage space. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm a PlayStation guy. Like, I prefer PlayStation because I literally only play JRPGs. I play Nier Automata type of stuff. I play Persona. I play Dragon Quest. All that type of stuff. I play JRPGs. The Xbox is made for people who care about shooters and action games and all that type of stuff, which I'm okay with. I'll play one.
Xboxy games.
I'll play one every couple of days or something like, or every couple of months, and I'm always happy to play some Halo because Halo is fantastic, and Halo is the only shooter I care about, except for Apex Legends. Because Apex Legends is also amazing. Just because of the sliding, that's all I care about in Apex Legends. It's just there's a slight decline. Aha! Yes, I shall slide. Oh, I'm dead. I'm so glad I spent an hour collecting gear to just be sniped by someone across the map. Great. Yeah. Anyway, but so like the stuff on the Xbox doesn't interest me a whole lot. But I bought it anyway just because there may be at some stage stuff that interests me. And also the fact that I could actually get it day one, and I'm not going to be able to get my PlayStation till March probably, because I'm probably on shipment 2 or 3. Yeah. But like when you get a new console, it's all about that new stuff, that new
It's all about
feeling.
that new console feel.
That new console feeling. It's that new smell, all that type of stuff. And it's got the new smell, all that type of stuff, but it's like the UI is identical. Practically identical. So the way you're operating around in the software feels the same. Same bubbles, same icons, same all that type of stuff. PlayStation completely rebuilt from the ground up, completely different. It feels brand new type of thing. The controller is identical. Identical. PlayStation have gone above and beyond with their controller. Completely different. It's called the DualSense, I believe. Completely different rumble type of stuff. Like when you're running on sand, you can feel it. When you're running on concrete, you can feel the difference. It's got a whole thing of like if you're shooting in a shooting game and your gun jams, you won't be able to press down the fire trigger. It jams.
Oh,
till you fix the gun.
Cool. That is cool. I like that.
That type of stuff.
Okay.
The Xbox, it is basically the same controller as from the Xbox 360. And like I like the Xbox 360 controller. I've never liked the Xbox One controllers. So I'm not even a big fan of this one. I like the PlayStation controllers. I like how small they are. But it's just like, it is identical. It doesn't feel, the controller doesn't feel next gen. The UI doesn't feel next gen. And there's also the fact that there are no games. Unless you want to play Assassin's Creed, there are no games for the Xbox, the new, all that type of stuff. And it's also the expectation of like, console games are now getting to the point of like $120 now in Australia. And I was like,
wow.
I just spent $500 on a console. I'm not going to spend $120 or whatever to get the new Assassin's Creed. No.
Yeah.
No.
That's fascinating, isn't it, when you think about all these amazing Steam games that are like
$10.
15,
and it's amazing.
$10, $15, $20. And also like the replay value of a lot of things like that is like bigger.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I mean, I know I always compare everything to Minecraft, but like you think about Minecraft, it's like that's what, $20 now?
$20 and
maybe?
like the new update is insane.
And
it's
like
insane.
how many years worth of value do you get out of that?
We've gotten thousands of hours of
I'm literally
great
playing
stuff.
it right now. Like it's I was looking for Netherite this morning. It was great.
And like, have you seen like they're trying to make Minecraft more and more like what's the edition we always use? Optifine. No, Optifine. They've added a looking glass to zoom stuff in. I was like, nah, I don't need Optifine anymore.
I know. You know what's really fun? Did you see that they added copper?
Yeah.
That tarnishes over time.
It's so cool.
They're adding. So I've been building.
And you can like wax it so it stays at whatever oxidation it's at.
Yeah. How cool, right?
That's so cool. That's basically like 5 new types of blocks.
I know.
In one.
I was like.
You know, people are going to have like oxidizing farms now. That's going to be a thing that like Mumbo's going to do. Is like automated oxidizing farms.
It's like a whole like massive area of just copper, like.
Yeah.
Well, and so what I thought was hilarious about that, I was telling my dad about this last night, Because apparently I talked about today about Minecraft. Didn't I? I've been building this big like Japanese castle in my survival world, and I've been farming squid ink like crazy because you use that to make dark prismarine, which looks like those old-fashioned copper roof tiles that they used to use on like Chinese and Japanese architecture.
Oh.
And it's really hard to get because you've got to have a guardian farm, which I have, so I've got the prismarine, but then you've got to get heaps of ink to make it into dark prismarine. And so I've spent like months gathering, because I don't play it very often, so it's taken me a long time to gather up enough ink to make the roof of this house. And I finally almost finished the roof the other day, and then they announced that they're releasing actual copper roof. Like, get it?
I think
I have to tear it all down again. So I can put the copper up because the copper looks so cool.
I honestly think Minecraft will become perfect for me once they've changed a few more of like the cave stuff, I think, and maybe one more ore, but give us the chisel tool. Like what we had in Hexit. The chisel tool was the best
the
thing
carpenter blocks and
ever.
stuff.
And now we have scaffolds and all that type of stuff. The amount of stuff you can create will be insane. Anyway, but like, so it just has this feeling of just like it's the same console playing the same stuff type of thing.
Yeah.
And I've just paid a couple $100 more for it type of thing to get in a much smaller, much nicer package. But at the end of the day, it's an Xbox One. It's not a new console. But the PlayStation 5 is a new console. It does stuff that you could never do on the PlayStation 4, whereas this feels like the previous generation of consoles. Just from the controller to the UI to that type of stuff.
Yeah, okay. So do you think that's because they didn't want to lose the identity of like, we don't want people to feel like they have to relearn the system, or...
I think it's for a pretty simple reason. I'll also say that, like, I don't mean overly graphically. Like, of course it does look better than, like, my original Xbox type of thing. And the Xbox Series X will look better because it goes 4K, 120 FPS. This one doesn't. But it's just like, who cares? I don't care. I've got a 1080p TV. I was like, I don't care about 4K yet. I'm not going to care about 4K for another 3 or 4 years, probably.
Not until it's like... I mean, it is becoming more standard, but until it's like the proper industry standard for everything.
Yeah, like I don't care.
You're going to want to actually have it.
I'm not going to buy a $3,000 TV to go with my $500 Xbox so I can buy $120 games and run them the best they can. It's like, no,
It's ridiculous.
no.
Of course not.
I've already got a PC that can run all of them fine. It's just like, I'm not going to do that for consoles. Consoles are my B tier thing anyway. But like,
And I don't know. I just always feel like everything about PC is just easier.
everything about PC is easier, and like, if I'm going to
More
play it,
comfortable and
yeah, it's the thing is like, I'm not going to buy the Xbox X just for the reason like this is literally a console to support my other console. I'm getting a PlayStation 5. Like a PlayStation 5 is it's what I will play. This is basically, because I've got the Game Pass on, which is something I'll talk about in a second. This is basically a streaming box. It's basically what it is.
Right.
It's for YouTube, all that type of stuff, whereas the PlayStation will be for Persona. So I think the reason why they've done it is because they want to create a feeling of cohesion around everything.
Yeah.
And to them, it doesn't matter where you are playing. It doesn't matter if you're playing on PC. It doesn't matter if you're playing on a Series S. It doesn't matter if you're playing on a Series X or if you're playing on a normal Xbox. What matters to them is if you're subscribed to Game Pass. That's what matters to them. $10 a month, every month, to play old games, which I'm already subscribed to because this doesn't have a disc drive, and I'm not going to spend $20 on a game I might like.
yeah.
It makes sense. And they want everything to be cohesive and all that type of stuff, and for you people to be able to jump from one to the other and all that type of stuff. The problem is, I don't feel like I've gotten anything for like the money, really. I feel like I'm in the exact same place I was with my original Xbox.
Yeah, right.
As it's like it's not as bad as I'm making it sound out. Like it's fine. It's a good machine.
It's great.
But it's just like it kind of destroys the whole feeling of like a new console generation, because the whole point of the new console generation is like the new controller, which is completely different, so much better. As like the Xbox controller still uses AA batteries.
Oh, really?
Just make it rechargeable with a USB-C.
Yeah.
PlayStation has been that way Since PlayStation 3, we've just had to
Yeah.
recharge them. Why do I have to still buy? Why are my Halo nights still? I don't have a AA battery. Oh.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know, man. It just doesn't feel like the console jump that it was supposed to be, which is weird.
It just feels like they've put it in a new jacket, which looks really nice.
It looks nice, and they made it smaller, which is nice.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and yeah,
But
and
you can't just do that. Like, that's good, but you can't just do that.
but it always just comes back to the PlayStation, and I think it's just another situation of where the PlayStation will do way better than the Xbox because it is a substantial leap, and that controller sounds absolutely insane. Like, that is the thing you will buy that console for.
Yeah.
It looks insane, and like if people support it, if they support it, it'll be amazing. But it's like at the end of the day, like it doesn't. I get so annoyed on Twitter with people like, oh, Xbox is like Xbox doesn't have any games or something like that, or like people just getting so angry about what other people have chosen. I'm just like, the point doesn't really matter. But it's just like at the end of the day, everything's going to be coming out on each of the consoles except for Naughty Dog on PlayStation and apparently Elder Scrolls or whatever on Xbox.
Okay.
Like, at the end of the day, that's all it's going to be. And it's just like, but I don't know. The new console, the PlayStation 5 feels like an actual step forwards for the industry, all that type of stuff, whereas the S and the X very much feel like we're staying in 2015.
Which really is a shame because they look better.
They look so much better.
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah.
Sheriff the Great, gaming is gaming, too much fighting. Are you talking about violence in video games, Sheriff? Is there a problem with violence in video games?
Hold up, mate.
Hold up, mate.
Do video games make you violent?
Do video games make you violent? When you're playing Alone in the Dark or whatever it's called, what's that survival one set in the snow?
Oh, yeah, the Long Dark.
Long Dark. I got that on the Xbox as well, though. I'm going to play that a bit.
Does that encourage violence towards animals?
Does that encourage violence towards animals?
I don't know if we
what
should
about
be
Minecraft,
endorsing that on
BJ?
this channel.
Does Minecraft make you hate pigs? Makes me hate pigs.
A little bit.
Makes me hate villagers. Well, I want to create like a villager farm just to kill them.
They're just so hard to move, and they always run away.
No, go that. No.
Actually, fun fact: as I said, was playing Minecraft this morning, and I built an iron farm right in the spawn chunks of my world, which means it's always loaded. So whenever I'm in the overworld, it's loaded and it's creating iron, which is fantastic. It's powered by having a zombie stuck in a cauldron.
Wow.
And I went and got some iron out of it, like, because, I just go and grab the iron every now and then. And as I was leaving, I realized that the reason there wasn't much iron is because there was an iron golem that was stuck there, so he hadn't fallen down into the mechanism to reboot the thing. So I was like, oh, it's all good. I'll just shoot him off with my bow.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Who did you hit?
I was a long way away, and I misjudged the distance, and my first arrow completely missed the iron golem, went too low, and in one shot killed the zombie. And so now my farm is completely broken. And it's going to take like an hour and a half to fix it. Like, just that one arrow, that one misplaced arrow. So no more iron farm.
No more iron farm. Sheriff says, I mean, there's too much fighting over what console to pick. There is. I think at this stage, yeah, it's weird how much people fight over it. And it makes sense. When you're spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars, you want to feel like your purchase is verified and you want to feel like you've made the right decision. And a lot of the way to make yourself feel like you've made the right decision is to bring down people who haven't made the right decision. Clearly.
Yes.
It makes sense why people react like that. It's pretty stupid. I don't really understand. I always buy both, even though I will very rarely use this. I will either buy both or neither. I probably shouldn't have bought them yet. But yeah, I know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, Video games is video games, and the best place to play them is on Steam. But anyway, hey,
Just saying.
if they release more Persona games on Steam, the problem is I just get so tired of seeing like a computer chair. Like I never enjoy playing video games on a chair like this. Like I want to play.
That is very true.
I want to play Persona 4 Golden on my couch downstairs, not here.
Well, there you go. That's the situation. What you need is not a console that works better. What you need is a computer setup that means you can sit in an armchair.
Or one of those Steam console things. Or I just build like a tiny computer. Because I need to build you a computer. I need to build Aubrey a computer.
Yeah.
So much to
Be
do.
good. Can finally play Sea of Thieves without having to both reboot my entire computer and or wait for it to not crash.
Well, you can play it. You can play this. This got Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
I love. Yeah,
Steve
we haven't.
of Thieves.
Steve of Thieves. We haven't played Sea of Thieves in ages, but man, I love that game. It's the atmosphere of it is so good.
I was playing it the other day and I was like, man, I miss this. Like it's delightful. I think is the word. It's just delightful.
It's just you standing on the edge of a ship. Oh, Sheriff, you got Sea of Thieves? The three of us should play it.
Oh,
we should see how many people we can find and actually get like one of the big ships.
Yeah,
Not just like the little sloop or whatever it is we play on.
I mean, because you and I have been able to somewhat successfully,
But we can't really
Brig,
fight on
which
the
is-
second biggest.
yeah,
We're
the
usually
Brig
running
is
back and
really-
forth. You can fight on the
really-
sloop, but you'll just get killed.
Yeah. A really well-oiled two-man sloop team is good, but I just want to try a galleon one of these days.
One of those days. Luigi guy, Pabzor, I'm also still on my Xbox 360. Hey, I still got my Xbox 360. That's to play all my bloody SpongeBob games. Yeah, Sheriff, I had a 21-hour gaming session at once. What?
Wow, that I could not do that.
I get like tired and angry after 5 hours. No, after not even 3 hours.
3 hours.
Like me and
I
BJ,
feel like that's-
me and BJ are playing as just like midnight or something. I'm just like, And BJ's like, oh, we could go get this chest. I'm like, no.
Come on, Chester.
Come on, Chester. No.
Our sloop is ready to sail.
And it's usually after. I think it's because my half an hour usual of robot Chester that happens. Before we got the NBN and my internet was really bad.
Yeah.
At 11 o'clock every night of us playing Sea of Thieves, it would break.
It was
And
hilarious.
so I would just turn to Robot Chester and be glitching around for 15 minutes. At 11 o'clock, exactly, for 15 minutes. And so BJ would just have to be doing something else while I'm there. And I'm just sitting there. And so I'm just getting more and more tired and more sleepy. And so then I come back and it's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm like, come on, your internet's finally working.
It's like, no!
Let's go raid a fort. No.
The 21-hour gaming sesh was in the summer of 2018. In the summer of 69, we had just finished school for good and thought gaming would be the best way to celebrate. Oh, okay, that's not too
That's
bad.
fun.
Hey, Sheriff, Sea of Thieves. We should put together a band. Ooh,
Sea of Thieves.
that could be like a Christmas stream or something like that. Get all the
saying.
SpongeBob people together and play some Sea of Thieves. Such a SpongeBob game. And BJ.
I'm here too.
Hey guys, I'm here too.
I will say, I think the most fun I've ever had in Sea of Thieves is just one time I joined a random crew.
They just spurred you to the brig.
It took me like 2 hours worth of finding crews that either didn't disconnect immediately, weren't just kids who didn't know what they were doing. Although that was fun for other reasons too, because we were just like goofing around, but we didn't actually get anywhere. And I finally found this brig crew with 2 other people, and they were both really like actually. One of them was fairly new to the game, but he was actually focused and like doing a good job. And the other guy was like a pirate legend and was also really good. And so I think it took us like 4 hours, but we ended up doing an Athena. Like fully doing the Athena run, getting it back, and it was so much fun.
I feel like if we were to
have
do some big Sea of Thieves like live stream or something like that, or just something like that, I feel like what we would have to do is, because everyone always does like a pirate voice, we'd have to come up with some voices to do.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Maybe like some like Italian voice or like something like that, or like super Australian.
Yeah.
Ah, mate, getting shot on the right hand side. Ah, shit.
Ah, no.
Ah, no.
Mate.
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 God
mate,
damn it.
Mate. Okay.
Watch out,
so
we gotta get some Tui's extra dry.
I was playing. No.
That's the treasure, mate. We gotta get some Tui's.
Maybe that's the thing. 'Cause you know the what is it? The chest of 1,000 grogs or whatever that makes you drunk when you pick it up.
Yeah.
That's like
Oh,
the
no.
ultimate treasure.
got a coolie full of Tui's.
Which is that the beer brand that everyone hates?
Yeah, I love their new ad campaign of Tui's. It's all right. It does the job.
It probably tastes like beer.
Apparently, it's just like super like bitter or something. Anyway,
Okay.
Show off the great. I double crossed some Irish kids a few weeks back. Me and our friend helped them, and while they were looking, we stole their loot and killed them. Genuinely, so much. I think. Yeah.
I was playing the other day and just on my own, and I parked at a really small island trying to do a mission, and this other sloop crew came up, and I had fully every opportunity just to be super friendly. They didn't like attack me. They were probably like going to be super friendly, but I just happened to find a gunpowder barrel. And so I just jumped into the water and swam towards them with this gunpowder barrel, and I was like, I'm going to sink them, even though I had no reason to. And I was just in the water, and I like lit the gunpowder barrel in the water so it would blow up. Like, it killed me when it blew up, but it managed to sink the ship. And the last thing I heard before it go off was, I think there's someone in the water. Blew up. I came back, and they tried to set my boat on fire, but I was able to repair it, and they sunk. And man, it was great. Hijinks on the high seas.
Hijinks on the high seas.
It was a good
Anyway,
time.
that's that for this
how you
week's
doing?
stream. Thank you everyone so much for joining us and chatting to us about Sea of Thieves. Man, I love that game.
It's so good. It's so good. We really have to do that on stream one of these days.
If my internet can take it,
If Chess's internet can take it.
it'll be fine.
Maybe we'll just wait till you build me a new computer and then.
That's true. Sea of Thieves stream soon. It'll happen. It'll happen. Actually, we might do that for
I
Christmas.
really hope so. It's so good.
Well, Christmas, like in December stream or something. Anyway,
That'd be fun.
thank you everyone so much for joining us for this stream. It was an absolute pleasure, and we will see you in the next stream. We've got another Jim Neutron stream coming up.
Oh no.
Can't wait for the Discord thing. What's the Discord thing?
Oh, do you mean the Dark Tides Discord?
Oh yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
Could be.
Anyway, thanks everyone so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Mwah.
Bye.